This is still Prime Morning. My name is Esia Dua Akumia, the Golden Girl. Now it's time for us to zoom into another exciting segment. So I did tell you early on during the intro that I had the opportunity to visit Kaibio Beads and Accessories, where I had an amazing discussion with the owner. So the topic or the focus of the discussion was to teach you and I how to incorporate corporate looks with Ghanaian accessories. So if you're looking very corporate, you know, I'm wearing African print fabric today. So it's very easy for me to put on a bead. It's very simple. But when you're looking super corporate, how can you incorporate a bit of a Ghanaian style into it? So that conversation is what is coming up during the DIY segment. Do enjoy this one. Everybody, it's a beautiful Friday morning with us right here on Prime Morning. Hi, my name is Esia Dua Akumia. You could call me the Golden Girl. Now today we are outside. It's the DIY segment. Some weeks ago, I did interview this amazing woman where she gave us some meanings into the types of beads, you know, where you can rock some of the beads too and all of that. But then today, we want to see how we can incorporate our African style into our everyday lives. Imagine the way, you see the way I'm looking all corporate this morning. Yeah. How can I incorporate the African style into this corporate look? By putting on some beads, or what exactly do I have to do? Maybe I have to put something in my hair. I do not know. And so I am at Kaibio. Over here, you get, you know, beads of all sorts, kente, bags, shea butter, fans, everything. You will get it over here at Kaibio, and I will be having a wonderful conversation with the owner, who is the person of Yapepra Amekuji, and I'm excited to see her again this morning. So guys, I want to introduce her again. I call her Auntie Ya. Auntie Ya, good morning to you. How are you?
Good morning, Sidi.
I love your dress.
Thank you.
It's part of what you do, the style.
No, this also originates from a very good friend of mine.
Oh, it's very beautiful.
Yes.
But she's beautifully cladded, you know, in her beads and all of that. So I can't wait to do same. I'm going to take off the, you know, the gold and all that, and then we'll do some beads.
I see some beads will look very nice.
Yeah, they will go with the outfit. Perfect.
Very well.
Perfect. So today we are going to look at how we can incorporate African beads basically into our everyday style. So we have some models that, you know, they'll be joining us pretty shortly, so that we can see how we can incorporate everything. So get ready to be interactive with us on all our social media platforms. On Facebook, it is Joy Prime TV. Our WhatsApp number is 055-157-5757. Atia, what are we going to get started on with first? Okay, you know what? Let me just pose this question. I'm a corporate worker. I mean, with the job that I do, I have to look corporate almost every morning for work. So the first thing that will come in mind is for me to put on maybe pearls, like I have done this morning, or a simple necklace, and then my watch, bracelets, and that's it, I'm good to go. But somebody might say that if I'm going to put on this corporate outfit and then incorporate beads, wouldn't it not look too much or too out of place?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I have been in the corporate world before.
Okay.
And I always, I don't know, but at least a bracelet.
Okay.
Yes, and my mantra has been for every occasion, for every generation. So whether you are corporate, whether you are at a barbecue, casually on the beach, anywhere you can wear beads, but it depends on which one you want to make a statement with.
Okay.
For example, you can have an understated bead set, maybe just a necklace, and then you wear your normal earrings, and you wear your normal bracelet, no bead. So the necklace will be the only bead you wear,
okay,
so that you don't look too much because it's like people are getting used to.
Yeah.
Or you can wear just the earrings, or you can wear the bracelets. I promote a lot of bracelets for men. I mean, like you wear your shirt, it's nice. Your corporate wear, your suits, just put on some bracelets. Make that statement that you're identifying as a Ghanaian.
As a Ghanaian.
Yes, make that statement. Otherwise, you get lost in the crowd. Everybody's in suits and all that.
I think it really wouldn't be bad because, because of we trying our best not to fall out of place when it comes to our corporate world. That is the reason that some years ago it was said that every Friday we should start wearing African prints so that we can be promoting the made in Ghana fabrics. But then it wouldn't be bad that Monday through to Thursday you look corporate over, but then you throw on something that is made in Ghana, like a bead, a bracelet, something. So, Auntie, I don't know. So let me just an example. Looking at what I'm wearing, what do you think would fit? If I could, let me see. Can you help me take off my pearl? Okay. So I'm going to put this aside for now.
Let me see how this will look because of what you are wearing.
Okay. So she just found a perfect color of beads to fit what I'm wearing this morning.
I didn't even know you were coming in this outfit, but we tried to have something for...
Yes, it really fits.
Sorry.
Okay.
Just look at that.
Guys, how do I look? Oh, not so loud.
Exactly.
Not too much.
Yes.
How do I look, guys? You should rate it in the comment section on our Facebook page, Joy Prime TV. All right. So in the whole, in general, for a guy, in fact, at this point, let me call our male model to come in. Delali, please come. VAC, approach me. So Delali is our male model for today. So we are not just looking at the corporate aspect, we are also looking at the casual aspect.
Yes.
So Delali is looking, pretty casual, yeah. He's got a lot of colors going on in the shirt. So how can he, incorporate bead just so that it doesn't seem too out of place or too much? Okay.
You see, it's bigger than you, but it looks good.
Please showcase it to our viewers. Okay.
Or if you want it to stand out more, this is colorful, but it still has all the colors.
All the colors in the shirt.
Yes. So.
As a gentleman who wants to look corporate or casual but stay African or Ghanaian, what are some of the things that he has to put in place or think about first?
You should think about the colors.
Okay.
It shouldn't. For me, you are going to an office. You want you are holding a meeting. You don't want all eyes to be on your accessories.
Yeah.
But you still want to make a statement. So wear something understated. Not too much, but you still make the statement. So, but it will depend on the colors that you are wearing. So simple, but it's still.
Yeah.
Yes, you still make that statement because maybe somebody will say, "Oh, but these beads, you can get these beads somewhere else in Africa, but this one you can't get it outside Ghana."
This one in particular.
This one.
Can we get a close?
Yes.
A closer look. This one.
Yes.
Why is that? What is it?
It's cast lost wax brass.
Okay.
Yes, and the technique was developed in Ghana. Somewhere near Kumasi, just on the outskirts of Kumasi, a place called Sokoban. But then the plates, when you see all these chiefs wearing a lot of gold, not all.
It's pure
as
gold.
They say, not all that glitters is gold. Yes, so they have this and then they go for plating.
Okay.
Yes, and fortunately, it moves around. So this is made in Kumasi, Sokoban in Kumasi. Then I do the plating. You see, this is sharper. This is the
yeah,
pleating.
yeah.
I get the pleating done in Accra here.
So let's imagine that the lali wasn't a plain black or white or a plain color shirt, still in the same shirt, thrown in the jeans like this.
There are so many here.
Would you encourage that? Okay, let's say maybe he can open up the buttons a bit and then maybe put on something, a necklace. Could it be done?
Yes.
Maybe someone may not be too keen on putting on a bracelet like this. I would prefer to get
especially the smaller ones.
The smaller ones.
Yes, the men like the smaller beads a lot. Plain small beads, but shorter.
Okay.
So whereas maybe like yours, whereas the women will usually drop the beads, the necklace. The men, we stay around the side, like not choker, but more like around the collarbone. So it depends. We make all these for the shop, but when you come in and you want to customize, sometimes you choose, maybe you choose this. All we do is we redo, sometimes whilst you're in the shop, we would redo the pieces for you.
Okay. All right, Delali, thank you very much. Let me call our female model, Nanesi. Nanesi, please. Nanesi is also looking very casual. She's also looking colorful.
Nanesi, would you want to take off your jacket?
Okay. Oh, can I?
Oh, you come if you want to pass. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. I make them long enough so that if you want, you see how colorful she's looking.
It looks good.
It looks good. And then when you put on your jacket, I'll give you another one to wear.
Okay, so hold on a bit so that we can get a proper view of how it's looking. So Nanesi is wearing regular jeans and a tank top, and Auntie Ya just gave her these very beautiful, colorful beads to complement her look, and it's blending very well. So instead of you to be looking just too casual by wearing a tank top and then your jeans and then you step out, you could throw on these colorful beads like this.
Yeah, if you want it chunkier.
Okay. So you've got the chunky ones. So can we please take this off? This doesn't look bad either. It really doesn't look bad. Okay. So Nanesi, okay, so can you take it off and then put on your shirt and then come back so that we can see what can be done also if she has, a cover up on the tank top. Yes. All right, so we are still here with Auntie Ya. Auntie Ya is teaching us how we can incorporate African style into our day-to-day style. So if you think that, you always have to look corporate and go to work, and so because of that, you cannot add a touch of Ghanaian to your outfit, you are totally and completely wrong. Auntie Ya is making us understand that just look at a typical example is me right now. I am looking corporate, but she just gave me this beautiful bead that is complementing my jackets and my inner so well that it looks like it was planned, but it wasn't planned. All we are trying to say here, viewers, is that we need to try and do our very best to incorporate or to showcase us being Ghanaians one way or the other. And one of the ways that we can do so is we can look corporate, but we can still add a touch of Ghanaian to our outfits by getting some beautiful beads from Kaibio. So Auntie Ya is showing us all the beautiful various beads and designs that you could actually pick. Sometimes you think that, the beads are too colorful, they are too bold and all of that, but when you take your time and, you try them all, you put them on, you will see exactly which ones will best fit your outfit.
And this one, we are intentionally doing something that complement the colors, but not necessarily the same colors.
The same colors,
yes, so that the bead also stands out because of the outfit.
So for the ladies, what should we also take into consideration? The men, you did mention that the colors, that's one of the things that we need to take into consideration. So as a lady, what should you look at first?
You should also look at the colors of your outfit, your dress, and all that. And then look at the occasion.
Okay.
So for example, your outfit, you are going to the office.
Yes.
You'll be on air.
Yes.
You don't want too much attention on your beads, but at the same time, you want to make a statement with your beads.
That's true.
And it goes very well with your outfit.
It blends beautifully.
So you are looking at more of blending. But Anesi is looking at, I mean, she's a young person.
Yes.
Yes, and she's looking gorgeous, but she still wants you to know that she's wearing beads. And therefore, she has the beads on.
So one of the things that I've noticed with us as Ghanaians is the fact that we believe that when it comes to locally made products like beads, they're more expensive. They're pretty expensive as compared to, you just go into the market and buy a regular copper chain, copper earring, and then, all of that. So I want you to really address this for us, because that's the reason that they would prefer, a number of Ghanaians would prefer to purchase all those sorts of jewelries compared to purchasing beads.
You get beads, bracelets and neck piece for 60 Ghana cedis, 100 Ghana cedis, depending on the quality.
Right.
Yes, and it's forever.
Yeah.
Beads don't fade.
They don't fade. That's the thing.
Beads don't fade, and beads appreciate in value.
Yeah.
So, for example, these ones that are recycled beads, let me say, they used to be just about 50 cedis for the set. But now, in less than 2 years, now it's about 100 cedis for the set, because beads appreciate all the time. Especially, I didn't buy these. When I bought these, it was like leftovers. I got the beads. These are old antique beads. So even that time, I bought some strings for 5,000, etc. Now I can't buy.
Wow.
Because when they bring the beads to us, they are quoting 11,000. They are going all the way to 40,000.
True.
Beads appreciate a lot. That's something we need to keep in mind.
Okay.
And the jewelry that we think of, etc., they do not appreciate, unless it's gold, pure gold. They don't appreciate.
Okay.
And you can't leave. Beads can be inherited. We are in this shop, people come with beads from their great-great-grandmother, but they don't see any need for it. They want to sell. Which is
sad, though.
It's sad.
It's very sad.
Yes.
It's very sad.
Very, very sad.
Oh, anyways, all right. So we are, almost closing down the curtains on do it yourself segment on Prime Morning this morning, and my guest has been Auntie Ya, who is the owner of Kaibio Beads and Accessories, everything at Kente. What is it that you're looking for? Shea butter. I saw the shea butter and I was actually wowed, because
that's what you use.
Sorry?
You use shea butter?
I use shea butter. That's what I use. I use shea butter. So, yeah. I think we're going to get some shea butter right after here. So, finally, what would you want to tell viewers? What would you want to tell, people who love to purchase beads and people who are yet to love incorporating beads into their everyday style?
So at Kaibio, we have some, I call them the starter beads. For those who have never worn beads, those who are a bit hesitant about wearing beads, we have the starter beads, so that they can start with maybe a bracelet or just a neck piece, etc. And as they get into it's like a movement. Yeah.
You'll be initiated.
Exactly.
Yes,
then they start picking up other beads. So it's very important that you know yourself, you know the colors you like, etc. I would not start somebody immediately on beads like these ones. Exactly, because it takes getting used to wearing the beads. But for example, these ones, Yes, it's so easy to start with these ones. So we have all sorts. That's why I said for all generations and for all occasions. That's our mantra. We want everyone to at least make a statement, even if it's just your wrist or just your ears. Yes, make a statement. And then even anklets.
And even anklets?
Yes. Yeah. Just one on your ankle. Make a statement with it. Of course, we wear our waist beads beneath our clothing. In other cultures, they wear the beads.
You remember we started a conversation on waist beads? So you know what, guys, we'll bring you a part 2 of that conversation because there's so much that we have to learn in relation to waist beads. You don't just go and buy any waist beads. There are meanings to the types of beads, and so we'll come back to Auntie.
But at Kaibio, we don't stock controversial beads with meanings. We just stick to the simple ones. Because in our culture, it looks like everything has 2 meanings, double meanings. Yes, a negative one and a positive one. So we decided to stick to
the positive.
No, not the positive. Just regular beads. Yes, like what beads we have there.
Okay. All right, guys, so that's it for the DIY segment with me, Esiedua Akomia. Today, we decided to go outside. And come to the shop of Kaibio Beads and Accessories. It's been amazing speaking with Auntie Ya over here. Today we've learned that you can look very corporate and still incorporate some level of Ghanaian style in there by throwing on a bead like I have this morning. Don't I look beautiful?
You do.
I really do. Or you can just get yourself a simple bead bracelet, put it on your wrist, and
you can wear that as well.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you. Yes, so, and that's it.
Exactly.
And that's it, guys. So, and that was my visit at Kaibio Beads and Accessories. It was a wonderful moment. Oh, by the way, my name is Esiedua Akomia and I'm here with KMJ. It's okay. When I got there, it was beautiful. It was wonderful seeing all these beautiful beads, different shapes, sizes, and to also find out that you could actually look corporate and Ghanaian at the same time was the most exciting part for me. Because, usually when we wear our corporate, when we have our corporate looks on, we just want to put on very simple foreign jewelries, and then that's it. But then to add a bead, if you put on beads, maybe you're wearing a kaftan as a man, wearing a kaftan or something.
I put on a bead here.
Yeah. You used to wear beads, those black round beads. You used to wear them.
Yeah, but I used
what happened?
I don't know, but, where's the place called again?
Kaibio.
Did you live there with waist beads?
I did, actually.
Oh, she gave you how many?
What's your concern with that?
Are you wearing them now?
What's your concern with the waist beads?
You can't go for gifts and keep them.
Oh, so what should I do with them?
You wear them now.
Yeah, I'm wearing them.
You're wearing the beads.
Yeah.
Now. Can I come?
Oh my goodness! But I know.
I've learned a lot about all of those things. I think that it's something that we need to do more.
We have to.
Yeah, it's something that we really have to do more. And for me, many times when I see people put on beads, and I'm so fascinated by them. But I don't remember the last time I did. But I used to, way back, I used to really put on a lot of beads and all of that. And so it's something that I think that I need to go back to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I also need to go back to that because growing up, I remember my father, he used to be one who loved the Ashanti culture, the African culture and everything. And so he did his best to incorporate that in us. So growing up, if my dad is going to buy you jewelry, he's going to buy you beads. So I used to have, a lot of beads. I'll wear them, the smaller beads. I'll wear them and then like very thick ones. I'll just put them on. This will be like about
as many as that,
as this on my wrist. I really loved them. And, so I grew up loving beads. But then, working in the corporate world, you find yourself in different environments, and then all of that. It's like you want to start getting acclimatized to a certain culture.
Yeah.
As like what you go there to meet. And then before you realize what you really love doing, you lose it a bit. So it's not that I've stopped loving beads. The love is still there. But then I don't find myself wearing them as more as
I think the blend is what is the problem, right?
The blend is.
We're not saying that people should do away, entirely what they think that they would want to use to, make them look good or whatever it is. But it's how you blend it.
Yeah.
Maybe you choose a certain days. you want to be looking all African, so
Yes.
all beats with you.
Yeah.
Even if you're wearing a suit and you decide that maybe there are 2 days that instead of putting on your waist, whatever it is,
You put on beads.
Beats.
Yeah.
You know, it complements the suits very well. Anyway.
That's true.
And I think Nat does that a lot as well.
He really does. He does so, Nathaniel.
It's something that it's not like you're taking away whatever it is you love, but I think we should try and blend it well.
And I also wish that, we have the National Friday wear now, where nationally, every Friday, in corporate institutions, you have to put on an African print, an African outfit or clothing. And, the whole goal was to reduce the reliance on foreign or imported clothing. But then I wish it would go beyond just on Fridays. And then we'll take, let's say, maybe 3 days out of the week and then do that so we can help promote our own stuff the more than these imported ones that, but some also, I asked a question in relation to the pricing of the beads, because if somebody can go buy a copper chain, a copper earring for 10 Ghana cedis, for 50 Ghana cedis, very low in pricing, and then wants to buy beads that would go with whatever outfit he or she wants to wear, and it's over 60 cedis, over 100 Ghana cedis, how often can they possibly buy these beads?
Yeah, that's true.
But one thing that she mentioned, and I think that we need to keep in mind, is the fact that beads, it doesn't wear off. It doesn't wear off.
Wear it as long as you...
It stays as it is forever. And that's the great thing about it. So even although, it keeps on appreciating, the value, the price, and it keeps on appreciating. But when you invest money in buying quality...
Longevity-wise...
It lasts longer.
Yeah.
So instead of you going to buy those stainless, those copper chains, and
won't last you
just get you exactly, get you some quality beads.
Yep.
And then be rocking them with your outfits, and you're good to go. Anyways, because it's part of accepting and embracing our culture.
Yeah.
So talking about embracing and accepting and loving our culture, on the 24th of June, Ghana was honored with the presence of His Majesty Mswati III, who is the king of Eswatini. And, and maybe a number of you might not have heard of Eswatini, but it used to be called Swaziland, or the Kingdom of Swaziland. And so it is now Eswatini. So the king and his entourage, his family, and, his wives and children, and children, were in Ghana. They are still in Ghana, so they came on the 24th of June. They will be leaving tomorrow, which is, tomorrow's 28th. It's tomorrow 28th?
29th, so I
really?
think.
Yes, so tomorrow is 28th. Yes, 28th. Okay. So they are leaving tomorrow because it's a 4-day visit. Okay. Exactly. It's a 4-day visit. He did meet His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, just to deepen this whole bilateral relations and everything. Having those conversations is very, very necessary. And then also he went to the Ashanti region, the kingdom, of the Ashantis, the Ashanti kingdom.
I've seen videos.
Yes.
I've seen videos.
Yeah.
I'm like excited about it.
Let's start from his arrival at Prempeh the First International Airport. He literally, I would say that right from his arrival at Kotoka International Airport, the red carpet was literally rolled for him.
Good.
It was beautiful. I always love it when our culture is being displayed in that manner, especially for foreigners to see. Maybe they have just seen in the news, they have seen people share how Ghana, the culture is, the diverse culture that we have on social media, but they hadn't necessarily experienced it. So I love the fact that he started experiencing it from Kotoka International Airport, when he was met by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and the Vice President, Professor Jenano Pokwajaman. And then later on, he went to Kumasi. And that was when tradition met tradition.
They poured the libation and all of that.
Yes, yeah.
I think the ninth wife was a bit, she didn't know what was going on. She got out of the plane and she was looking at everything.
Yeah,
okay, are they really doing this in front of us?
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, but
what was possibly going through
what they're saying and all of that, but I'm sure they would explain to them why they had to do that and what it meant for them to even do that. fortunate because, I mean, their culture also has some
rituals that you have to,
understand. So they're not relatively new to it, but maybe contemplating on what exactly they're saying, you know, in terms of the libation that was being poured when they arrived, you know, in Kumasi. I am fascinated by the fact that they have something in common with what, you know, the Ashanti Kingdom also believes in, all of that. And for me, I think that it's the relationship that exists between himself and then the Otumfuo. A couple of months back, they were actually in town, you know, without their king. And I think that it was during one of the Akwasitas. Then they visited, and then they made the intentions that the king will be visiting. And so this was expected, you know, as to when it was going to happen, that we're not too sure. But I mean, eventually it came up. And we have to do, you know, what we have to do for him. And so for me, I love it. The Durban yesterday, where Otumfuo, okay, so the Durban prior to that had Otumfuo sitting, you know, and introducing his kings, his chiefs to him. And I think that was also a very, very beautiful sight to witness. You know, all of them come in and their beautiful kente cloth, and Otumfuo will mention the name. This is what the chief does, so and so, offenso hene, this is, and then you go and greet him, and then all. I love the atmosphere in that room when that introduction was done. You know, everybody comes in their kente, beautiful kente cloth, and they go and shake his hands. And I think we've got something rich when it comes to our culture. And for me, this visit, we should be seeing them more because it brings out, you know, most of the things that we cherish. Yesterday, the Deba saw the Asante Nyima for the first time.
For the first time, yes. Yes. And she's so beautiful.
Good time.
She is so beautiful.
And you should see her in person, like, very, I don't want to say naive. She comes across as that. And I am thinking it's because of the seat she occupies. If you see her, you think she's a little baby. You know, she's so innocent in quotes. Very naive. Like a mother, but that's also looking more or less like a child. You know, and that's one thing that I love about her.
Right.
You know, she says very little, but when you meet her, I had the chance to go to you know, see some of the things that they've done in their honor at the museum, the Mansia Museum, and you will love it. You know, you will love it. You hear this history about, you know, Nana Konedu Yadom III, and you're very fascinated about the life she's lived throughout the years. And for me, it's one of the things that make people so jealous of the Ashanti Kingdom.
I know. I know. We overlove and over-display our heritage, our culture so much that it's quite annoying. But you can't do away with us. This is who we are. And so you have to learn to live with Ashanti. I always say I'm a proud Ashanti. I love the fact that I am an Ashanti. And, you know, just say, I mean, well, every time I go to the Ashanti, every time I go to Kumasi, I'm always very excited when I go home. Very, very excited because, yes, you will barely find, you know, Ashantis say they are going to eat fried rice or they are going to eat. When it comes to our local food, we don't play. We don't play with anything at all that comes with, you know, that has to do with our identity, who we really are. We don't joke with it at all.